Good morning, guys. Jim Squares here, bringing you some more solutions for your life. Today's a persuasion hack. But first, remember to like and subscribe down below, and we'll share with others, and we'll get rocking. So for me, and this relates to everyone in life, and not necessarily just your family, but I have 8 kids and a wife. And when I try, there's lots of things going on, lots of people and lots of activities and going on and everything like that. So if you think about persuasion, most of it's based on the concept that our brains can only hold so much information at one time. So, and we also anchor on things we're recently exposed to. So it's called framing. Let's try to walk through something here. Imagine you can shift people into making decisions that benefit you. So for the first experiment, I want you to pick a number between 1 and 100. So I'll wait. Do you have it? All right. So I am guessing it's very highly likely you picked a number that's 40 or less. Now, how did I do that? Or how did I know that? So at the beginning of the video, I told you I have 8 kids. So that anchored in your mind, you're like, 8, holy crap. First of all, that guy's crazy because he has 8 kids. But the second thing that happened is your mind naturally forgets focuses on what's recent. And the most recent thing you heard was, hey, 8 kids. You heard the number 8, and so it stays in your mind. And this experiment works a lot with a lot of different things. So if you want to influence people, if you're not doing things with data, engineers generally will be a little bit more clear on this, but even they can be fooled. Like I know I can too. So as numbers, that's why when you go to the store, they always have or a car dealer, they always have these obscure numbers where they go, this car costs $9,876.74. It's like, it sounds very specific, but there's no way they know that that's an exact number. There's just no way. And but you should do this for your listings. If you're ever selling something, you should get down to the dollar. You should be very specific, because then people think, oh, this guy actually has a reason behind this number. It makes sense. So that's another technique. But by now you're wondering, like, how can I learn more about these other principles of persuasions? So I have a playlist that I'll be including down over here, hopefully, a link, one of these places, and also have the show notes down below. But if you want to learn more about definitely all the different principles of persuasion, I'd recommend giving it a spin. I got a lot of these from Scott Adams. Like, he talks about hypnotizing, and these are based on his, and then other people who I've seen who have done pretty well, and they talk about, hey, this is how I essentially persuade people. And a lot of it is words that you use. Like, instead of you say, well, I think, you say, I believe. It doesn't sound like much, but it really does make a difference, because if you're listening to somebody and they say, well, I think this, and you hear somebody else say, well, I believe this, it sounds stronger. And so you're like, oh, well, the guy who says I believe, he knows what he's talking about, even though it doesn't matter. Like, it truly doesn't matter, because they're both the same. There's different words, but they do have slightly different meanings if you think about it. So, but yeah, I highly recommend going through that list. This is the list that I have my kids go through I had them do it at age 12, but then I had them do it like every 2 years, just to kind of get into their mind. Actually, I have them do it every year after age 12, and then I have a packet of books that I have, persuasion books. I'll try to find that link. Hopefully I'll put that in the show notes below. But it's essentially the same books that Scott Adams recommends, and they're all summaries. So I found them online. I found a ton of summaries. So if you go through, you'll see as a playlist, go through, it'll be a book, and then you can say, oh, hey, look for this summary, and then you could read it quick if you want more than the video. But yeah, I highly recommend at least going through it so that you can get more out of your life. And it does make it a little bit more satisfying. It's a little bit more difficult because you have to think these things through. You can't always necessarily use numbers, but you can use, like, getting somebody a hot cup of coffee and getting them warm to you because they attached you, because they associate you with warmth, versus a cold glass of something, because in general they'll view it as warm. So, but they have to like coffee. If they hate coffee, you're on your own. So that won't work. You got to think about these things. So everyone's different. All of us are wired slightly different, but in general, these principles will help. So that's what I got for today. Keep growing together. Make sure to share this with others so we can all get better, and put some, if you have feedback or other ideas in the notes, I'd appreciate it. Take care. We'll be talking later.